Hello. Lots of activity from the sun lately. Could be a problem for radio and electrical equipment. Lots of solar flares. Some blackouts even reported not so long ago. And more to follow, I'm sure. About 150 years ago there was one of these solar flares and basically it melted the telegram wires. 150 years later on, like we are now, we've got much more electronic equipment. Radios, phones, chargers, just about everything we use. They say one of these flares is due every 100 years. We're 50 years past it. It's going to happen one day, and when we do, hopefully we'll have a couple of radios at least in our box. Obviously you don't want it all protected because you'll be using it frequently, so I'm just looking at a very simple way to protect a couple of radios, maybe a solar panel, some chargers, some little solar panel chargers, the battery obviously, and things like that. And I just wanted to show you a very simple way to protect your equipment. You don't have to spend thousands or hundreds, even just a few pounds. And the way I'm going to do it is just some cooking foil, wrapping foil, aluminium or aluminum foil, depending where you're from. So you need to insulate from the outside atmosphere. Now I've got one of these, which is a little waterproof, tough case. Now basically, I don't know if it's the right way, sorry. So I've got a couple of radios and a charger in there and some aerials, antennas. And I'm going to leave that in there. These are just my spares. So, waterproof. That's going to be waterproof, which is good. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to wrap some foil around it, and that's going to make it EMP proof or CMP proof. Any magnetic pulses will go around the foil and into the ground. If you haven't got one of these, it can go inside anything. Excuse the banging. I've got a bigger Tupperware box with a few more radios in, but you could just wrap that up. Again, this is very waterproof, but you could just wrap that up 3 or 4 layers. Ideally, I know the case is waterproof, but it's as if the metal around the case needs to be waterproof as well. If water could get in, then radiation could get in. And then the idea is just leave that alone and let it be somewhere. And maybe take the radio out, do it again every 6 months, give the batteries a good charge. Just to make sure you've got a couple of radios. That's all I'm going to do it with, just a couple of radios. I'm going to use the cheap ones because I've got a lot of them. I've got about 6 of these. Just so you know, I'm going to pop a couple of links in the description, and they're affiliate links, so I get a very small percentage of any transactions, and that helps me put more video content on about these. It maybe helps me buy a new radio to review or test, or pay for some foil. Okay, so let's wrap this up and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we've got 2 sides. I think the shiny side might be better on the outside. So if you've got something smaller, then fair enough, but this will, I'm just going to wrap it up very simply in lots of layers. I'm sure you understand what I mean, but hey, it's a video. I'm sorry about all this noise as well. just like wrapping a Christmas present, perfectly like that. Well, my Christmas presents are wrapped like that anyway. I'm going to go one way, and I'm going to go the other way, and I'm going to do that a few times to stop any from getting through. Not quite waterproof yet, but let's do it a few more times. I'm going to roll it the other way. Very exciting. I'm sure by now you're starting to get the idea. So you can do this as many times as you like. The more times the better. I might as well just use up the whole reel. But you get the idea. We'll use up all of the foil. You could put 10 layers on if you wish. But remember, I would, after 6 months, charge that battery up again. Charge all your batteries up again. Just in case. And hopefully we don't get a solar flare just as you're charging the batteries up. Okay. It's even reflecting the light from the studio lights. So it's bound to work, isn't it? Okay, so there we go. One Faraday box. Very simple, just with some foil. It's already a waterproof box, which I think would be a benefit just in case. They're cheap enough. Tupperware boxes, you know, about $5, £5. The bigger, the more stuff you can get in. I've used my little tough box, waterproof box. That's just for my spare radios. So radios won't be our problem. It'll be keeping food cool, or cooking, or electric, or running water. But at least radios won't be our problem, because we will have stored them in some tin foil. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked. Don't bother if you didn't. But thanks very much. Bye bye.